Okay, everyone, and welcome back to the Morning Edge. And let's go and get started on the analysis. Just a moment. Still trying to get everything set up on this. Like I said, I got the Reuters feed loaded up on this computer. Just a moment, just trying to go and get my and I'm looking what reports we have for today, so hang on one second. We do have German inflation data, comes up at the top of the hour, and we do have at 8:30 Eastern, we have personal consumption. Hang on one second. We also have ISM manufacturing at 10 a.m. Eastern. So let me just go and let's hurry and get into this. Yeah, Lucas says the PCE beats today. You won't stop the dollar, not even with an AK-47. The dollar index has huge room to the upside after holding lows and multi-week lows. Yeah, that's what I'm saying yeah, I thought we'd go up. Now, like I said, if it's going to hold up here, yeah, that's its own thing. I don't know. At this point, this part surprised me, but a good, excellent point that you're making there. Let's go and get into the analysis. Like I said, let me go and I'll tell you what. Let's go and get this. Like I said, I apologize. I had to hang on. Redo this whole computer over again, so it's taking me a little bit of time, but I just want to go over the reports real quick that we have. Let's see, hold on, comment. Okay, here we go. Let's see, previous. Okay, so what we have is coming up at the top of the hour, we do have German inflation. We saw this story here, which could throw a little bit of a hiccup. German February inflation to surpass the ECB target, but that's Germany. So, but like I said, now as we go into the CPE, use consumption data, and here's the PCE. Luke was talking about that's going to come at 8:30 Eastern, and then we have the PCE price index that comes at 9 a.m. Eastern, Canadian manufacturing PMI, and also U.S. manufacturing, ISM manufacturing. That's going to, if we were to get a better number, and the prior was 56, Reuters poll is 56, that could even push it. If we saw something like a 58 or 59, the Fed may feel like they have to go in and take some action. The good thing about having a general idea of what are we looking at as far as news is that you want to know, here's the deal, is that if you're thinking about picking up the euro, then you really need to wait till these, till these reports come out to see if they come out more towards the bullish side, it's obviously going to give a little bit more pressure, against the euro. So you got, like I said, you have to go in and look at things in context. If you were thinking about buying the euro, you probably want to wait until we get past these data reports. Let's go and get into the analysis. So hang on there. And look at these runs that we're getting. Holy smokes. So we're almost at our support on the bias chart. Oh, wait a minute. We had 518. Yeah, that's right. We spread it out real far, if you remember, for this thing. So let's take a look. Now, look on the dollar yen. We had 1375. We're at 1380. We talked about this critical area. So let's just jump into the, on the dollar index, we had 101.51. Look at that. Boy, that monster is just going right past that. And that was on our push on the upside. It wasn't one of our extremes, but we had it as an area. But but we didn't have it as an extreme resistance at all. But let's go and take the euro and take a look where we stand. We kind of already gave the lay of the land in the first half hour. Even looking at the technicals, we looked at the technicals where gold was standing, the cash dollar index, and then encompass the stories. What is this theme? Right now the theme is, even one of the guys mentioned, hey, it looks like everybody's going to start focusing on the possibility of the Fed raising. So we talked about the last time we had, I think it was the employment report, or whatever, or it was that you'd see the market start to focus on key economic data, as whether that's not a pushing point. Now it looked like it wasn't. Then all of a sudden the script gets flipped. Fed governors start talking about the possibility of a raise, and it's more compelling, as Fed Governor Dudley says. And next thing you know, we're off to the races again, worrying about the Fed. So let's take a look where you're seeing right now. So we're back to this 524, which is kind of holding this area here. We've talked about that. Like I said, I'm going to have to put together all these charts. Lost everything in the whole computer mess. Let's take a look at some fib, which I haven't set up my fibs yet. I don't know what they have to offer here, so let's take a look here. This is 339, I remember. I've got marked as 40, but it's... Let's move this, and I haven't adjusted this, so that's what I'm saying. It's going to have to adjust this. I think it's like 78.2 or something like that. I'll have to check. That's what I'm saying. I haven't messed around with this thing yet. Right now, let's just throw something there so we have something. So 78% would actually put us here at 446. And I think we already had this as 453. You see that here? So we'll mark this off as at 78%, so we'll mark that off. And that's going to be 446. What do we have before that? Let me see what we had before for support, which was... Remember we had 490, remember that? Like I said, all this stuff I'm going to have to do from memory because, like I said, I lost everything. So, unfortunately, I remember 490 was key before. It's 485. Let's call this 484. if we make a move down here, this 484 is probably just going to be a pause, and then they rally back up. But the real support's not going to come to this 453, which is confluence with a 446. And realistically, if the euro is going to make another leg down because the dollar's, getting stronger, then this is just a pause here. You see what I'm saying? Because then now, myself included, I thought the dollar would make new highs during the speech, and then it would hold, and then the market would start to rotate the other way. So now we're seeing this. I mean, the speech for the most part, for a lot of people that were looking for, let's say, I'm just saying, is gold bulls or whatever, it was disappointing. And now it looks like the market just wants to reassert its overall, the overall trade it was doing. If that's the case, then these are going to be new positions. Anyone that was bullish, you have to look at it this way. Anyone that was bullish a euro and said, yeah, the dollar's going to sell off. And that was my take, too. I thought, okay, the dollar's going to strengthen into the State of the Union. It's probably going to get a pop because he's going to say something, this or that. Maybe he's going to mention like I said, we're going to get the pop. And then if he starts to mention stuff about the currency manipulation, that's going to send the dollar lower. And that'll start us, marching for a decent correction of the dollar. So now, anybody that was playing into that, where they said, you know what, the euro is going to be safe. Don't worry about the euro. It's going to see a rally. The dollar's going to back off. Well, anybody that was looking that direction, they're kind of shaking in their boots right now. Now, they're not out of the positions, but they're shaking in their boots. So anyone that says, well, I'll step up to the table, cowboy, and I'll have a drink. I'll step up to the bar. They're saying, well, I'm willing to step up to the bar, but, I might nibble a little bit at 484, but I'm not going to bite too much. If they're going to bite, they're going to bite in here. You see what I'm saying? So it's the same. Let me give you an example on what I'm referring to. Give you a perfect example. Don't think I'm over here talking out of my hat. As I told you, we were talking last night, me and the guys, and we're talking to some fellas, and one of the guys had sent me a message, and he said, "Hey, I'm looking to get long gold here, around 1243." He said, "I'm thinking about buying it." And I told him, and I mentioned this story already, but this is what I'm going to refer to. I mentioned, if you weren't here in the first half hour, and I told him, "Don't do that." I go, the support comes in. I go, to me personally, I wouldn't even be interested in buying gold until it got down here to 37. I go, but your first area of support is 41. That will allow you to take out the session lows in here. Okay, so we'll knock that off. And he was reaching to me via DM, so I'm not going to say his name. I don't think it's that big of a deal, but he was asking me. But I said, don't do that. And I go, it's weakening. I was telling him, hey, look, I go, the gold bulls are, and I was telling the guys, I go, the gold bulls are disappointed here. And I go, it just feels real trapdoorish. Actually, I thought I wouldn't be surprised if we even see the bigger fall, but we'd already seen a pretty good fall during the previous session. I said, hey, look, I go, 1241 is your first real area of support. It'll allow you to take out the lows, because he was saying about 43. My point is that anybody that was bullish here, they were like, let's say they saw this big fall and they go, all right, man, I'm buying it. I'm buying it here. I'm buying it at 47. Wow, sub 1250. This thing's going to go higher. Oh my God, 44, 45. Oh, heck yeah, I'm going to buy it. And so then they go, okay, well, it rallies up. They go, I'm not getting out. I mean, I have a few dollars in gains on my 44, but I'm just flat on my 47. This thing's going higher. I mean, I'll probably peel off somewhere around 1255 and that's it. So as the market dips down, the person goes, okay, well, I'm a little bit down, but I'm fine. Come back up in here like, I'm not getting out. I mean, I know we're rallying. And then we start dipping lower. Anybody who's bullish, they're saying, I'm not going to buy it here after the fact. I'm not going to buy it here. I'm going to wait till it gets closer to 41 or maybe even 37. So that's what you're seeing here. Let's go back here with the euro. So now anybody that bought the euro, let's say over the last couple of days, or thought the euro was going to go higher, and I myself, like I said, going to the State of the Union, euro was rallying yesterday morning. I told you, hey, look, it's on a short leash. that it's got a ball and chain, dollar's going to be on the bid going into the State of the Union. Okay, we got all that. And I thought that the dollar would continue its gain into the first part of the State of the Union, let's say the first 30 minutes or something like that. And then we blow some stops, and then the dollar starts to fade. Well, the dollar started to fade as we came into the meeting. And it was bid all the way, and as soon as the State of the Address is getting ready to start, the dollar was already fading. And everybody thought, that's it for the dollar. And I was saying, no, there's going to be a fake out. I'm telling you right now, there's going to be a fake out. I think there's just going to be a fake out. And just the dollar just started creeping up a little bit. It still didn't even look good. You know what I mean? And the euro started to make a new high. And then I think the euro made it up to what, like 589 or 588? And it looked, it was getting ready to take off. And if you look at the euro, on a 30-minute, you got a long-legged doji. I'm going to show you that right now. That way we're spending some intense time in breaking this stuff down. Let's go in here and find where. Okay. I saw this last night. Like I said, that's why everything's all blank in here because, like I said, I'm still setting up everything, and I had to get the WizeTrade alerts going. I finally got the Reuters feed on this computer going. But look what we saw last night. I'm showing you right now. Right here. Right there last night. You see that? Hang on. See that? See this? You may not say it's not like a real long-legged doji, but it's, notice how, see what this means is, get back here. And it's not, the wick isn't like super long. So I'll give you that, but like I said, it's in the middle of the speech. The market, what this means is it's a, generally I'll refer to it as a long-legged doji, although it would have been better if the wick was that long. But what it means is bulls don't have control, bears don't have control, because it finishes in the middle, okay? So what happens is generally, you see how the market's going in this direction? We're moving up. Generally what happens then is the market ultimately says, I'm going to give that back up. And we slide back in here. But like my point is, if the euro was going to break out, it had the inklings right now to break out here. At the time, this is when gold was when the euro was making up here at 590, gold got up to 1248, or just about 1248. And as the euro started to slow down here, and the gold was following the dollar very, very closely, then the gold market started to succumb. So let's go back into the charts again. So anybody that is long the euro right now, they're not too happy with the performance. Now, yeah, we're holding it to 624, but like I said, like Luke was saying, goes if that PCE comes in strong, let's say the ISM manufacturing comes in, pretty good clip, it's really going to weigh on this euro. And 484 is probably just going to be a pause area here. You see what I'm saying? And then that could end up opening the door for us to go. So we're going to keep this 453 here. And let's take a look at resistance. $568 is the buyer's pivot. It's going to have a heck of a time going through that 568, but for now, we'll just say resistance is going to be right there. Which I think is just a hair below last night's highs. Yeah, 585. It's 586 actually. So let's go mark this off here. We'll go and keep this open, even though, like I said, I usually like to, someone gets confused, but these ranges were very wide to encompass or allow for, the State of the Union, because we figured we were going to get a lot of volatility, which we didn't really get a lot of volatility. Wow, it's almost time for the break, but we'll take the cable real quick. So we had 2283 and 2569. It looks like we're heading there right now with the dollar strengthening. Here's your 22.83. If the dollar's going to unleash a torrent, let's take a look here. $22.61 is a 61%. I like that right there, $22.49. So let's go ahead and mark this off here. And I would prefer the 22.49, which is coming in. Right there. You can call that really 22.52. So I'm going to go with 22.52 if the dollar's going to unleash a bit of a torrent, a streak. So 22.52 for support. And resistance is going to be, we're already up against the break time. It's going to be right there, 24.15. I'll even look it off, make it a little bit easier. We'll actually say this 17. We'll give it some extra room here. It's a little bit wider, but like I said, we're going to see how this data comes out. So we're going to go 24.17. Go up here so it doesn't confuse anybody. And we're going to go and take a break. When we get back, we'll keep on clipping along with the analysis. And thanks for joining us here on the Morning Edge webinar.